Sadhana Goshala, a home for aged, rescued, and disabled cows where compassion and care overcome commercial motives.
Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. This is a real story, a story probably more interesting and more meaningful than the ones you may have heard. This story has all the elements like a humble beginning, an interesting plot, a noble cause, subplots, twists, tales, moves, smiles, action, tragedy, and most importantly, it's a story about a few good souls who are continuing the great mission and tradition of saving and caring for old cows that were started by Dr. Sadhana Rao. The story of Dr. Sadhana Rao is no less than an action or an adventure film with a divine intervention. Dr. Sadhana Rao, prior to her journey, was called Sunidhi. She was born on 17th August 1945 in Karkala, South Canara, at her grandfather's place. Avoiding the marriage talks, Sunidhi leaves for London and stays with her brother to finish her higher education as a trained surgeon in 1960s. On her return to India, Dr. Sunidhi starts her medical practice while staying with her father in Mylapore. One usual morning in Mylapore, amidst the chit-chat with the milkman, who was delivering the milk all these years in their area, informs her that he was giving away his cow for slaughter because the animal is no more productive. Being a very, very compassionate soul she is, Sunidhi buys the same cow from its owner, decides to take care of it from the next day. This started Dr. Sunidhi's life journey of rescuing cows, a journey filled with uncertainty and challenges in every nook and corner of the path ahead. The number of aged, rescued, and disabled cows under her care increased in so little time that she could not continue living on the Radhakrishnan road because of the objections from the neighborhood. The first divine intervention had to happen for the doctor, and it did happen like a miracle. The greatly revered Shankaracharya of Kanchipuram, Mahaswamigal Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati, reached her makeshift shelter one day and blessed her. He gave her divine guidance and showed her the true purpose of her life. Dr. Sunidhi was given a new name, Sadhana, which stands for discipline, dedication, and penance. Dr. Sadhana was told to move forward and build a place exclusively for destitute cows, highlighting the fact that there were many old age and retirement homes to look after humans, but there were almost none for the poor cows who have been most useful for human beings all their life. This made Dr. Sadhana take rescuing and caring for the abandoned cows as her life mission. One of the first big problems that stared in Dr. Sadhana's journey was the lack of space to shelter the abandoned and retired cows. The second divine intervention came in the form of saintly Mr. P.S. Surana, founder of Surana and Surana International Attorneys. He walked into the makeshift Goshala one day and, on seeing the struggle of Dr. Sadhana, magnanimously allowed her to use one of his family property in Neelankare. With no limitations to breed, gender, kind, or age, the Goshala quickly became home to 450 Gomatas in no time. By the beginning of 2010, Neelankare had become part of Greater Chennai and a posh locality of today. When neighbors start objecting and become vocal against Dr. Sadhana and her Goshala operating in this posh residential area, After 15 years, the same problem stared at her again. This time, the challenge was bigger. A family of 450 old cows with caretakers and staff, shelter and logistics. At the crucial junction, Captain T.R.Muralidharan and Srimati Lalita Muralidharan, a kind-hearted and devout couple who were early residents of Neelankarai, walk in as the third divine intervention.
I felt that she was outgrowing the place. There are a number of animals, 200 to 300. So I suggested, why not you move to my place? I'll give a portion of my land. When she moved into this place, I felt it was a big challenge because there was nothing here. We had to fight to get an electricity connection, then construct the sheds, and she was here all alone. There's nothing here nearby.
They offered 5 acres from their large land on the outskirts of Chennai near Thiruvallur for the Goshala.
Captain Muralidharan, he has given us this land on lease. I asked him, how long can we have this place? He said, till eternity. That is the greatness of his heart, He is a Sai devotee. He said, as long as the cows are there, you can have this place. This is a 5-acre land. Dr. Surana built the biggest shed ever here, and then slowly we started shifting.
Dr. Vinod Surana joined Dr. Sadhana in her journey out of sheer admiration for a human being who has unlimited love for the cows and animals she was trying to shelter.
When people speak about compassion, I saw compassion in every aspect of our life. And immediately we got connected, and from there a long journey began.
The new story of Dr. Sadhana's Goshala thus began. One by one, donors pitched into this retirement home for cows with time, energy, and resources to more sheds. The fourth divine intervention. Dr. Sadhana meets Mrs. Kamala Ramamurthy on one of the usual Go Seva activities that they organized and conducted at the Goshala.
When I came in touch with Dr. Sadhana Rao, we used to go there and chant Lalita Sahasranamam, Vishnu Sahasranamam. I went along with that group. I saw the way, the animals were being treated there, and that I felt that I should be definitely a part of that. I used to go and make receipts for her. In 2016, there was a crisis. We didn't even have fodder for a morning meal. A group of us came together. We decided we should be with her.
The times were hard and difficult. From fund flow issues to logistical limitations, risky rescue operations to life threats, skyrocketing costs to on-ground staff shortage, wading through these big struggles every day brought Dr. Sadhana closer to her pillars of strength who understood the mission. The Goshala should continue functioning as a sanctuary for aged, rescued, and disabled cows for a long time to come. Dr. Sadhana departed to the heavenly abode on 2nd July 2023, but leaves behind a story, an inspirational life story that makes her an elevated soul worth respecting for centuries to come.
Many think it is a duty, but I think it is beyond that. It is a great honor to have done the last rites for such a great soul.
Presently, the strength of the Goshala stands at around 700 cows and 150 other animals like bulls, buffaloes and calves. The present trustees believe that it is still Dr. Sadhana's constant persuasion and follow-ups with the gods that the team is able to run the place with the same dedication and earnestness she represented. The uniqueness of this Goshala is that it welcomes old, non-milking cows, buffaloes, and also bulls that are destined to end up at the slaughterhouses. The Goshala depends completely on donations and offerings from compassionate souls and organizations.
This Goshala is not at all a commercial one. It is totally an old age home for cows. We look after them. Until their last breath, we look after them.
With a strong working staff of over 70 people who are a mix of men and women from the local community and across India, the cows are like family for each one of them. Adopt a Cow is a program that was initiated to bring people who love to serve Gomata and believe that by serving a cow, they are also blessed by innumerable gods that reside in the calm animal.
Our vision for this Goshala is to promote awareness and compassion for cows in particular and all life in general.
The number of inmates have increased and the facilities need to be expanded. The sanitation of the surroundings need to be taken care of. The overheads are high, and we are here to encourage you to support this mission to promote awareness about the spiritual, environmental and humanitarian aspects of saving destitute cows.
Now we are trying to follow her footsteps in the able guidance of Kamala Madam, and we are trying to conquer the challenges and move forward.
Even now, it is a hand-to-mouth thing. There's always a slip between the cup and the lip. So that has to be bridged. And I'm trying my best and request all of you to help me out as much as possible.
We need you to join us in making sure this abode is self-reliant. Our trust has created venues for kind-hearted people like you to join in and develop programs that will not just provide immediate relief, but make sure there is a constant supply of fodder and good quality medication for these helpless animals until their last days.
We request all of you to support us.
These innocent animals do not know the hard truth. The truth that the food and shelter cost money in this world.
So please join this noble cause in any manner possible. No contribution of time or resource is too small. This is my request to all of you. Thank you.
Sadhana Goshala, a home for aged, rescued and disabled cows where compassion and care overcome commercial motives.